Hi everybody, this is Jim Bristow, the data agent with Trotter Montgomery Real Estate. Thank you for taking a few moments of your time to watch this presentation about mortgage rates, millennials, and real estate. So a month or so back, I was interviewed by WVLT news reporter Sarah Jane Cobb. And one of the questions she asked me in that interview was, what's the potential impact of rising interest rates on the real estate market? And my response to her was that while interest rates are rising, they still are at historical lows. But after I said that, it kind of got me thinking, right? Whose history are we talking about here? Don't get me wrong, money is still incredibly cheap compared to where it was 20, 30, even 40 years ago. Just take a look at this chart. This is the annual average interest rates on 30-year mortgages dating back to 1971. The red dotted line along the bottom represents where we currently are, which is just under 5%. As you can see, rates are still very low, especially when you compare it to the 18.5% rates back in 1981. But who are buying homes now? Who needs access to mortgage money markets more than any other demographic right now? Well, in the 2017 Home Buyers and Sellers Generational Trend Report, which was issued by the National Association of Realtors, over the past 4 years, one consistent finding stood out, and that's that buyers 36 years and younger make up the single largest group of home buyers in the United States. So that said, if you're 36 years or younger, your past time horizon as a consumer of financial products is much smaller than that 47-year chart that I just showed you. So your history looks more like this. This is a chart showing interest rates since 2009. As a demographic, millennials and Gen Yers are starting to see interest rates unlike anything their generation has ever seen as consumers of financial products. It's also reported that 46% of this same demographic has student loan debt with a median loan balance of $25,000. So to ask the question again, what's the potential impact of rising interest rates on the real estate market? Well, rising interest rates could have a substantial impact on millennials and Generation Yers, who are the single largest home buying demographic in the United States. Couple that with the debt that they already have and continually rising home prices, and you could potentially alienate an entire generation from being home buyers at all. What about other generations, Gen Xers and baby boomers? Well, chances are over the past decade, they've either bought a house or refinanced the house that they're currently in when mortgage rates were extremely low. That being said, it's not really advantageous for them to step up to a newer house and get out of a cheap mortgage and into one that's much more expensive. Also, with home prices rising as quickly as they have, if they did set their sights on some larger house 4 or 5 years ago to be purchased sometime within the near future, chances are that house is much more expensive now and they might not be able to afford it. So in my opinion, those two generations will probably be sitting put for the foreseeable future, at least until home prices probably start to decline. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I do appreciate your time as always. Please feel free to leave a comment here or reach out to me at jim@trottermontgomery.com. I always appreciate your attention on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or subscribe to my channel on YouTube at The Data Agent. Again, that's me, Jim Bristow, The Data Agent, your source for Knoxville area real estate market information.